It was about a year ago where I really got into reading, and more specifically reading self-help books, because that's the only type of book that I really feel like I benefit from. Might not be the case for you, but that's just how it's been for me. I've just learned how important it is to read, because what I realized is we learn from our experiences, and reading a book allows you to learn from someone else's experiences. Years worth of experiences, and you can read a book in a few hours because it's only a couple hundred pages, which does sound like a lot, but just putting it into perspective, the author might have learned all the things that they learned and share with you in the book in 10 years, and you can read it in 10 hours. So for me, I really feel reading is beneficial, and I know there are a lot of ways to learn things nowadays, like social media, YouTube, podcasts, your own experiences, and so much more. But reading, there's just something different about reading, and this year has really shown me the benefits of reading self-help books. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 that I wish I read sooner. I probably read about more than 30 self-help books this year, but I think these 5 will benefit you guys the most, and I highly recommend you check them out. But let's get straight into it. The first book is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This was actually the first self-help book that I ever picked up, but in grade 9 I tried reading it, but I did not finish the book. But then I decided a year ago to pick up the book again, and then I read from cover to cover, and it was just such a great book. Even though it's so old, it's really timeless with the advice that it gives you, because it teaches you not just how to get more done, but just how to be a winner in life, privately and publicly. But I'd highly recommend you guys check this book out. It's really underrated. I thought it was just gonna be boring, this and that, but it's really a well-rounded book, and it just teaches you how to be effective and live a life worth living. The second book is Mastery. This is probably one of my favorite books, and it was also by one of my favorite authors, Robert Greene. And this book basically just teaches you the process of becoming a master at something. And my main takeaway of this book was that mastery takes a long time, and it's something that you continually work on. So it's not a New Year's resolution to master something. It's a lifelong task. And this book basically just tells you the different processes and phases of mastery that you have to get through in order to reach complete mastery in something. I highly recommend you guys check it out. I'd recommend this book to anyone that wants to find their calling, because I know a lot of people aren't really sure what they want to do with their lives, and they kind of just looking at whatever seems the most convenient. But this book teaches you to find your life's task and master that. But I highly recommend you guys check this book out because it's really good. So the third book is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I really like this book. There's a lot of F-bombs, and I had to drop one myself in honor of this book. And this book, I really like this book because it teaches you to care about what matters and neglect the rest. And for all my overthinkers that think too far into the future or too far into the past, I highly recommend this, because this book tells you that you only have a certain amount of F's to give, so give it to the right things. But I'd highly recommend you check this book out. This book has really helped me be less of an overthinker and care less about what other people think, and just live a better and more happy life by not caring so much about unimportant things. So I highly recommend you guys check this one out. Next book has saved me in my matric year. I'd highly recommend it to anyone going into matric next year, or just entering a phase of their lives where things are really hectic. And the book's name is The One Thing. And this book basically taught me how to cut out the distractions and identify the one thing that will allow me to make progress towards my goals. I'd highly recommend this book to anyone that feels overwhelmed and just feels like they don't have time to do what they want to do. But this is a really good one. It's also a short book, so if you struggle to read, I'd highly recommend you check this one out because it's very reader friendly, and there are also summaries at the end of each chapter, so make sure to check this one out. The last book, and definitely not the least, is Clear Thinking. So this book basically teaches you how to make better decisions, and also teaches you about cognitive biases and how it influences our decision making. So recently I made a few big decisions, and I feel like this book has helped me make the right decisions questions and also go through the right procedures so that I know with clarity that I made the right decision. So if you guys have some big life decisions to make, or just are interested in how the mind works and how different things influence our decisions, I'd highly recommend you guys check this book out. These were the 5 books that I wish I read sooner, and I hope that they benefit you as much as they have with me. And let me know down below in the comment section which book you guys are most excited to read, and if any of you guys have some recommendations for me, I'd also appreciate you leaving them down below. But that's it for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.